Yeah, I don't know. My last video stopped. I hope I'm not running out of data. But I was just finishing my point about like Vic Mackey getting doxxed. Doxing wouldn't be effective if you dox somebody for doing something innocuous, like, oh, this guy's calling for lower taxes in his free time. You know, like, nobody would care. Doxing only works against activities that the community finds objectionable. And it's free speech. How is it not free speech? Like, if free speech, you have to allow people to have free speech, and it's violating their rights to limit it. How is posting information about a person or their community not free speech? As long as it's legal. I'm not talking about, you know, like bank statements or social security numbers. Like, it's free speech, right? So this is the, you know, kind of double standard that people that talk about free speech, well, I guess on every side, there's a double standard to a certain degree. Like, oh, we want this free speech. I want to be able to rail against the Jews and talk about, you know, how Hitler was right. But, oh, no, you can't post anything about me to my community. No, you can't have that free speech. It's just every group has these criticisms. Everyone wants to have their cake and eat it too, I guess. I don't know. But, how am I going to wrap this up? Shit, there was like some other point I wanted to make. Yeah, I'm going to do a video about that Vic Mackey guy because that story was just crazy. But now I'm kind of lost my train of thought, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. It's just posturing and jockeying for position by all parties involved. But really, you know, it's like a group of people basically almost waging war. And others that oppose them not only have a legal right, but I would say almost even a moral right to respond, you know. But anyway, it's too bad there's a group of people that totally dismiss our society and country and only see the negative in it, and very rarely acknowledge the positive. Because, you know, they have this viewpoint of what they see on Twitter, which is a very small segment of society and the world, and use only the negative to bolster their worldview. I was trying to think. I was going to say something else about sort of like related to that Vic Mackey guy. I don't know. Well, I think I said enough. I was just basically laying out the way I see alt-right / white nationalist politics, strategies, worldview, etc. And oh yeah, I was gonna like, I think it's gonna grow potentially, and there's gonna be more of a problem with white nationalists, alt-righters. I think they're going to be more successful in spreading their message in certain circles. And we've already seen the lashing out of violence. It's been sort of quiet lately, I guess. I don't know. They're apparently interrupting Atomwaffen type plots on a pretty regular basis, whether you believe that or not. I don't know. But I believe it'll be a growing problem that the country will be forced to address at some point. I believe it is a fact that since 9/11, there's been more deaths caused by, right-wing, alt-right types than even by Islamic nationalism or Islamic terrorism. Okay, yeah, only 1% of the population is Muslim, and it's like 60% white. So not on a per capita basis, but that's the reason why I think it'll be a bigger concern. There's a larger pool of disgruntled white people in the West than there are probably Islamists. But getting back to what I was saying about censorship and fighting over what's said on certain platforms, ISIS, their capability to wage attacks has dropped off of a table. I think the last ISIS attack in the United States, or Islamic inspired attack, there's probably others, but the big one was that truck ramming in New York City. So ISIS type accounts that are promoting that ideology, not just overt violence, but the ideology, they've been largely eliminated off Twitter, off Facebook, off every major platform. And now I'm sure there's some small websites where it's promoted, but off the major platforms, they're basically been eliminated. You hardly even hear anything about ISIS anymore. And that was a huge problem that people were really scared of. So, I really think that if white nationalist terror and ideology becomes a real problem, the same approach will be taken, which might already be underway. I mean, Enoch's been kicked off of Twitter. Others. So to say, people are concerned about censorship because if someone else is being censored, you can get caught in that web too, and that's definitely concerning. Well, look, we live in a world of censorship. We live in a world where you can be outed for your beliefs, whether you're an Islamic imam or you're a white nationalist professor espousing your extremist views. That's just the reality of the world we live in. So you can say, we should live in a world where you can say whatever you want on social media and where my privacy is guaranteed and my community won't come after me for saying extremist things online. But that's just not the reality that we live in. So, I mean, if white nationalism does become a really big problem on the order of ISIS or worse, I do think you'll see crackdowns and a struggle, a crackback against it. You know what I mean? So I think I said everything major I wanted to say as it relates to my view on white nationalism, what I think of it, etc., where it might lead. And then other things, I'll just make separate videos. But, okay. I think this series of 2 videos was, semi-successful from my point of view. We'll see if the audience doesn't disagree and think it was totally horrible and boring. Anyway, everyone have a good day.